Alright guys, welcome back to another episode of Higurashi. Last time, Rana is anti-Rena build, which is a good thing. It's still rough, but it looks like Mion might help. I feel like it can be smooth sailing from here, possibly. I don't know, let's just get into it and see what's happening. We followed the road back to the shrine. I was riding my bike beside Keiichi. By the time we parted ways with Rena, the dimly lit surroundings were completely overtaken by the darkness of the night. The surrounding area was so quiet, I could hear the loud reverberations perfect, of the generators that lit the dark ground.
レナの元気戻ってくれるといいのですが。
Seems like she's getting there. It's honestly like she wasn't as far gone as in Sumi Horoboshi, I assume, so that's good at least.
大丈夫だよ。ミオンがきっと何とかしてくれると思う。
True.
一人だとろくな考えにならないけど、レナもミオンだったらいろいろと話しやすいだろうしさ。
Based and true.
さすがは婚約者なのです。
I'll say it. I feel like this episode, even though I like it, I feel like Rita overuses the meep. Like, I don't think this has ever happened before where she, like, meeps, like, 30 times a session. Usually it's just, like, something you end with, but in this chapter, or in this arc, she, like, meeps to say yes. It's weird. It's cool. I'm a meep enjoyer, but still, it's a little odd.
だから違うって。ほら、俺やリカちゃん相手だと、レナとしてもやっぱりメンツってものがあるだろ。
Losing face? What does that even mean?
その点、ミオンは年上だし、なんだかんだで親身に話を聞いてくれると思うからな。
Isn't Keiichi older too?
まあ、金銭的な被害もそれほどなかったことだし、あとはレナ次第だ。
Was it? Okay, that's good. I thought it was pretty bad, but I guess they can always just sell the shitty furniture. Keiichi smiled as he said that, as if to blow away all my worries. Not that long ago, I thought he was overly optimistic, but that's wrong. I was just overly pessimistic. This is how much faith Keiichi has in his friends. Doing everything in his power to respond to the trust others place in him, but also without forgetting to place his own trust in others and never underestimating them. In doing so, he makes others want to reciprocate that trust. I glanced at Keiichi beside me. Ever since I came to this world, I've been constantly surprised by Keiichi's remarks and actions. Even though my ability to read the future put me on the defensive, he encouraged me. He destroyed my pessimistic view of the future, with nothing but the strength of his convictions and ability to take action. It wasn't the Keiichi of this world that told me fate is as flimsy as a thin sheet of paper, but deep down, I'm sure he's exactly the same as back then. However, that's why I'm getting anxious. Yeah, remember when Mina Roshi, everything was Gucci, and then Takano came out with the boys? We gotta prep up. This dark feeling is proof that I still haven't fully begun to trust Keiichi and my friends, but it's not easy to set aside the unease I felt about what happened before.
ちゃん？リカちゃん？
Meep? Yes? Meep?
どうした？ぼーっとして。大丈夫か？
大丈夫なのですよ。ニパー。
I put on a smile as I answered him. Come to think of it, it feels like I've been smiling to hide my intentions a lot more often around Keiichi these days. No, not just around him, with all my friends.
そうか？
Dooming. We're doomer.
ならいいんだけど。
Hanuless Rita attitude. She's meeping to cope. And like always, the self-hatred came rushing back to me, because it feels like I'm forcing myself to play along. I already knew the underlying cause of that. It's because I've been feeling alienated from everyone. Even though I knew the tragedy coming ahead, nobody else knows. And I really want to confess that. but I'm certain that everyone is completely oblivious to my suffering and hardship. They're not oblivious, but it's not like they can really do anything if you won't tell them what's wrong, you know? But they knew she was kind of acting weird in the early chapters of this arc. Those depressing thoughts have been nagging at me, but for the time being, I've been smiling to keep the cynical side of myself hidden. I despise that version of myself. We continued in silence for a while, but eventually the stone steps to the Furude shrine emerged from the darkness. I stopped my bike at the bottom of them and parked it on the usual place. My bike lock was there, but I didn't bother using it. Even if my bike was stolen, in a village this small it would be found and returned soon enough. No one's stealing from Rika-chan. That would be crazy. And of course, the thief would receive a punishment fit for their crime. That's at least 5 nails, I think.
それじ
Stealing
ゃあリ
from
カちゃん
our
また明日
shrine maiden. Keiichi turned around on his bike as he said that. Even if it was a simple gesture, I couldn't help but see it strangely at the moment. So
待ってください、ケイイチ。
ん何リカちゃん
ケイイチ、一つだけ聞かせてください。
I had already made it 4 steps up the stairs and was about to wave and say goodnight, but the words from deep in my heart suddenly came out.
ケイイチ、あなたは誰ですか？
You found out I was secretly the Kameda the whole time when he pulls off the mask.
え
The real Keiichi died. Keiichi froze and stared at me looking bewildered. It was a completely unexpected question. I realized that, but even so, the thoughts came erupting out of me and wouldn't stop.
僕の知っているケイイチはとても行動力と頭の冴えのある人でした。
New song just dropped? I don't recognize this right away.
だからいつも一人で考え判断していろいろなことをやり遂げてくれましたが、その反面独断で動いて暴走して破滅することも多かったのです。少なくとも仲間をこれほど強く信頼して迷いもなく動けるような人ではなかったはずなのです。
It's called character development, baby, but I guess Rika wouldn't expect it since she didn't think people would change this much. But as we know, this is actually a weird side effect of constantly looping, where people become kind of self-aware and change off that, as explored more in Go and Sotsu.
リ
This
カちゃん
one's it's kind of hitting. Let them cook.
確かにケイイチは僕が時間を巻き戻すたび少しずつ成長して僕の前に登場してきてくれました。レナの暴走を自分の失敗と置き換えて心配し、最後は止めてくれました。鉄平が聡子を連れ去った時もそう。殺意に走ろうとしたシーたちを止めてみんなを集めて役所に押しかけ、ついにはお涼を説得して聡子を救い出してくれました。だからあなたの優しくて強い心は信じても、この世界のあなたは僕にとっては異常にしか見えないのです。
I don't really think it's that different than his Minagroshi version, to be honest. Just seems a bit more mature. I'm trying to compare it to the Matsubayashi version, but I don't really remember it that much, to be honest. It seems like Keiichi to me. He's super friend-pilled. He believes in them now. Fully. I already knew. I already knew that I was saying something very rude, illogical, and extremely unreasonable. Unlike me, Keiichi and the others didn't retain their memories. So it would only be confusing to tell him what he was like in a previous world. Even after everything Keiichi has endured, he can't be happy to hear me talking about him like a completely different person. And yet, despite how anxious I'm getting, How can he be so strong and stay so calm? It's so strange, and I can't understand it. But above all, I envy it. So I just couldn't help but ask.
教えてください、ケイイチ。何がこの世界のあなたをそこまで強くしたのですか？なぜ仲間たちの信頼をそこまで無条件に信じられるのですか？僕の知っているケイイチはそんなに強い人ではなかった。
He now puts 2 scoops of protein in his protein shake. It makes all the difference.
だから
My man's getting
時には疑ったり
swole.
恐れたりして結局
Keiichi remained still and listened to me closely. He wasn't smiling or getting upset. He was just listening quietly with a docile expression. Seeing Keiichi like that made me feel at ease, but also frustrated. Even though I recognized I was developing an inferiority complex, my heart just couldn't understand it.
リカちゃん、
Before long, as I stood stock still with my eyes dropped, Keiichi sat his bike down and walked up to me, then took something out of his back pocket and handed it over in slow motion. It was a talisman pouch. Inside was a round, hard, bead-like object.
ケイイチ
Keiichi looked up and nodded with a gentle smile on his face. Recognizing he was giving me permission to see what was inside, I gently pulled it open and then rolled it into the palm of my hand. What is it? What is it? I honestly thought he was giving her his freaking sea otter keychain or something. Its dull luster shines silver when reflecting the moonlight. It was like a bullet from a gun. No, it was just in the shape of a bullet.
これは
見ての通り、モデルガンの弾だよ。
Yo, it's kind of metal. It's obviously from his wild days when he would shoot little children. Guess it's keeping it as a reminder of his past mistakes. That's pretty. It's very anime, but it's pretty cool. Maybe it's not even anime. It's just very dramatic. Keiichi had a lonely, bitter smile on his face as he said that.
ちょっとだけ真面目な話をしたいんだ。聞いてくれる？
This, I think, yeah, Rita should know this bad story because he told it to her in Sumi Horoboshi.
僕はさっきまで真面目な話をしていたつもりなのですよ。
ごめん、間違えた。とにかく聞いてほしいんだ。いいかな？
I silently nodded to him. Then Keiichi began to speak slowly like he was reflecting on every single word. No despair incoming.
ちょっと前に親戚の葬式で東京へ戻ったって言ったよな。
Damn, bam. Yo, this is one of the openings. Instrumental. Oh, wait, don't tell me in this universe he actually, he went back to the girl he blinded with the gun, the toy gun, and asked for forgiveness. That's why he's got some more character growth. That's kind of crazy.
実はもう一つ用事があったんだ。
Let's go?
リカちゃんは俺の過去についてどれだけ知ってる？
Playing the opening instrumental is kind of crazy with this scene. Yo, this arc knows how to cook, man. This is like, we're not. I'm just gonna lock in now. I think this is gonna be the best Hanzo arc. Just, even though there's been some great ones, I'm just feeling it already, man. It's been so good so far.
例えばその東京で俺が起こした問題とか。そっか。
Yep.
やっぱり知ってるんだ。
You need a quick recap in Keiichi's rebellious phase. He used to like prowl the night and shoot little kids with BB guns until he accidentally shot a little girl in the eye and blinded her. Then he like confessed to his parents and there's like a whole court hearing, and that's part of the reason why he moved with his family to Hinmizawa to like kind of start a new life. It was a pretty crazy match. Obviously, that's just skimming through it. There's like reasons and stuff, but that's like the gist of it.
だったら説明はいいかな。実
Yo,
はその
that's crazy. I
最
don't.
後に俺が撃った相手の家に俺は行ったんだ。
If I was in his shoes, I'd be so scared to do that.
親父もおふくろも何度もやめておけと言ってくれた。
It's awkward, man. I don't
金
know.
銭で示談も済んだ話だし、親同伴とはいえ一度は謝罪にも行った。今さら蒸し返しても相手の感情を逆でするだけだってね。でも俺が納得できなかった。結局俺は罪を犯したのにそれを償わなかったばかりか、食材を両親に肩代わりさせてその陰に隠れるという卑怯を働いた。それがどうしても許せなくて、傷つけたたくさんの相手、その家族、そして俺の両親。今までの俺は誰の気持ちも全然考えたことのないどうしようもないバカ野郎だった。
It was pretty wild. Remember when like they were revealing this and they were kind of baiting you to think it was something sexual? And I'm not crazy for thinking that because I've seen other people who read Higurashi like kind of come with the same conclusion when they were first announcing it. It was a good bait, bro. Obviously, this is still bad, but it could have been worse.
そんな俺がたまらなく嫌で情けなくて、せめて親にかぶってもらった本来の罪と責任だけは自分の手元に戻しておきたいと思ったんだ。思いっきりぶん殴られるつもりだった。
Start beating the shit out of you.
会ってさえくれないとも覚悟していた。でも電車に乗って道を歩いて、その勇気がどんどんなくなって、足が地面に吸い付くかと思うくらい重くなっていった。
I don't even know what I would say to Keiichi. I don't know what the. I'm guessing the little Dorachi forgave him, but even if she said no, I feel like that would be like fine because you don't need to forgive someone for fucking shooting you in the eye. I'm pretty sure she was just like walking home alone and then Keiichi just started blasting, dude. It's crazy.
お金を払ったんだからいいだろう。警察にも捕まって示談も済んで納得してくれたんだからいいだろう。それに一度はちゃんと謝った相手なんだし。
I'm guessing the eye healed, right? I think they said the eye healed. It wasn't permanent. It was just scary.
信号や交差点で立ち止まるたびに自分に言い訳して何度引き返そうと思ったかわからないくらいだ。それでもなんとか我慢して耐えて、自分の顔を何度も殴りつけて、ついに
I'd be so
そ
scared
の
if
家
I
の
was
前に
him.
たどり着くことができた。
I totally understand. I don't even think I could do it. It's just so awkward, man.
チャイムを鳴らした。
Run.
ものすごく音が響いて心臓が凍るかと思った。インターホンに人の声がした時は何をどう喋ったらいいのかわからなくて、喉が震えて全身から力が抜けて、目から涙がポロポロ出てきた。それでもなんとか声を振り絞って
Oh God.
前原圭一ですと名乗った時、インターホンの向こうで人の息を
Gasp.
飲む声が聞こえた時はもう死にたいくらいだった。その後はどれだけ待ったか覚えていない。長かったかもしれないし、あっという間だったかもしれない。
Yeah, I know that that feeling when you just it's so stressful. You don't. The passing of time is like it's unreadable.
でも俺にとっては死刑宣告を待っているみたいに、いつまでもこの時間が続くんじゃないかって。そして結局ずっと待っていても終わりはないんじゃないかって、そんなくらいに長くて心細くて、全身から冷たい汗が止まらなくて、目の前がぐるぐるうねるように回り続けるような地獄の苦しみだった。そしたら
Door open.
信じられなかった。俺の願望が夢を見させているんだと思った。だって扉の向こうにいたのは忘れもしないその女の人だったんだから。
Bro, if I was Rita, I'm like, yo, this shit is way too intense right now. Just again, it explains his further growth in this world, because I assume he just didn't do this in any other arc. It's kind of nice that they're like, even though it was already concluded, and like the lessons he learned from his shenanigans as a kid, it's kind of cool to get like even more finality to it.
その人を見た。包帯が取れていた。
Yo, not permanently blinded. Let's go.
怪我が治っていたんだ。
That's nice, at least.
そう思うとそれだけが嬉しくて救われて申し訳なくてもう何もまともに考えられなくて俺は大声で泣いてしまった。その場にへたり込んでもうわーわーとひたすら声を絞り出して
The Renestrat.
ごめんなさいごめんなさいごめんなさいって。
Actually, that's more the Hanyu strat.
その人に解放されてからも玄関の中に入れてもらった後もそれだけしかもう言葉が思いつかなくて必死にそれだけを繰り返していたんだ。
それでどうなったのですか？
I've been carefully listening to Keiichi's story without interrupting, but I couldn't help but ask. I heard the story from Keiichi before. The girl was seriously injured. If everything could be settled peacefully with just an apology, we'd never need the police or the courts. But even so, Keiichi...
その人の親父さんには殴られる覚悟をしていたんだけど殴られなかった。
I mean, I know what Rita is saying, but I do feel like it probably would be, obviously just depends on the person, but I feel like giving like a real heartfelt apology, not like with your parents or not having to, just doing it on your own time, can matter more than just, being forced to and paying the fine or whatever, because it does mean more.
代わりに厳しく怒られて諭されてその方がむしろ答えたな。
Skipped. Dramatic pause. Poignant. Poignant? Sorry, I didn't doodle that. What is a poignant? It's not am I just saying that wrong?
Poignant.
Poignant. Evoking a keen sense of sadness or regret, or sharp or pungent in taste of smell. I think it's the first one. For some reason, he had a calm smile on his face, like he'd been relieved of a heavy burden.
もちろん泣いて謝ったところで解決にはならないし俺の犯した罪が消えるわけがない。
That's what the money's for, baby.
でもその人が最後に言ってくれたんだ。あなたを許しますって。
According to Keiichi, the girl's parents didn't even want her to meet up with him. At first, she wanted to say terrible things to him and send him away too. Nevertheless, when she saw him desperately apologizing like that, she wanted to hear him out, and in the end, she started feeling better and even wanted to forgive him. Just based on what Keiichi said, I think I was able to understand how she felt. Yeah, it's basically what I said. There is value into like honest apologies. You can definitely like just tell what's honest and what's not, and I feel like going on your own time without like being forced to by the court or whatever, or your parents, is definitely has some value, especially if you freaking collapse on the floor while doing it too. Keiichi was probably able to convey his honest desire to apologize to her because rather than offering her flowery words, money, or valuables, he was speaking from the heart. If Keiichi had asked for forgiveness simply because his parents gave them money, she would have never forgiven him.
そしてそれがその人の目を傷つけたモデルガンの弾だ。ずっと持っていたらしいんだけど、
Oh,
帰り際に
so
俺に
she
渡し
had
てくれ
it.
て。
Probably plotting her revenge arc before this happened. And one day I'm gonna shoot him in the eye with this bullet. No, I'm joking, but
もう二度と誰も傷つけないと約束してください。
mysterious Keiichi victim girl voice released.
そしてこの玉はその誓いとしてあなたが持っていてくれますか？
だから俺は誓ったんだ。もう二度とバカなことは考えない。
Unless they're bunch of adults trying to kill us, then I might need to shoot it one more time.
俺のとんでもない悪さのおかげでたくさんの人が嫌な思いをした。
Bunch of rabid doggies.
だから俺はこれからは自分の周りの人たちのことを守って傷つけない人間で居続ける。そう決心したんだ。それが俺にできる贖罪だと思うからさ。
ケイチ。
I couldn't say anything. At first I thought Keiichi of this world was an aberration, but that wasn't the case at all. Quite the opposite. He faced the crime he committed, reflected on it, apologized, and accepted his punishment. He's here because he surmounted the wall everyone wants to run away from. I can't do that. I can't be like him. I was overwhelmed with envy as I listened to Keiichi's story, and my excitement dissipated like mist, along with an indescribable feeling of defeat.
ケイチは偉いのです。ちゃんと逃げずに戦うことを選んだのですね。
Dark emotions gnawed at my heart as I said that. You really are different from me. You're so kind, so strong, not a coward like me. So...
それは違うぞ、リカちゃん。
Meep?
俺は罪を
What?
償ったこと
What?
で
I'm meeping? What?
優しい気持ちと信頼する心の大切さを知った。でもそれを実現させてくれたのはリカちゃんなんだよ。
What?
僕がですか？
ああ、覚えてくれてるかな。
No. More flashback. Keiichi took a deep breath, then continued. My expectation that I couldn't be any more surprised was further betrayed.
リカちゃんはあの時言ってくれた。ケイイチを許しましょうって。
What?
かっこ悪かったよな、俺は。誰かに許してもらいたくて。
Yo, he
自分の浅ましさから
remembers
目を
Sumi
そらしたって。
Horoboshi, I think. This is what he's talking
慰め
about?
てもらおうと卑
But
怯
I'm
な
not
ことをした。
100% sure.
でもリカちゃんはそれを全て分かった上で俺を許すと言ってくれた。だから傷つけた相手に謝りに行く勇気を持つことができたんだ。
ケイチ、まさか。
It can't be. That's impossible. It must be a coincidence. No, that can't be it. I'm certain I said that to Keiichi in a previous world. I want to believe it. I can't believe it. I want to believe it. I can't believe it. But I want to believe. Has there ever been a miracle like this before? Keiichi. The Keiichi of that world. Passed on those memories and he has them now? Memory buff, baby. It's real. I can no longer see anything. I am blind. I simply tried. I wanted to transform my sins into tears and squeeze them out of my eyes. But the tears coming out were not my sins. They were only tears of remorse, overcome over my irredeemable grief. Back then, I felt a pat on my head, When I opened my eyes, it was Rika-chan stroking my head with her hand. I don't need to be consoled. There's no way Rika-chan can comfort me over this. But then Rika-chan spoke. And not just to comfort me.
ケイイチを許しましょう。
Oh, this is Minagoroshi, I think. Not Sumi. When, I don't know, Keiichi remembered killing Satoru's uncle or something? I don't know. It's not the scene from Sumi Horoboshi I was thinking of, though.
ケイイチは自分で自分の罪に気づきましたのです。それはとても偉くて普通ではありえないことなのです。
Or maybe it is? Actually, I think this is... Isn't this when he remembers on Miotsukkushi?
だから誰もケイイチの
In
偉さ
Sumi
がわからな
Horoboshi, I
く
think.
それを許してあげることはできませんのです。でも僕にはそれを許すことができます。僕にはケイイチの凄さがわかるのです。
リカちゃん。
私はこれが奇跡であることがわかる。だってこれはありえないことなのだもの。あなたが別の自分の罪に気づくなんて絶対に。なのにあなたはそれに気づけた。それはきっとこの地上に具現するどんな奇跡すらも霞むほどのもので、信じられないくらいに尊いもの。あなたは逃げなかった。
Oh.
だから私は本心からあなたにそう言ってあげ
Text
られ
on
たのよ。
screen. Oh, say it. Mute. Oh, I thought they were gonna drop the title.
あの時の言葉があったから、俺はあの時もレナを救えたんだと思う。
It was Sumi Horoboshi. Yay, I'm sick.
そしてこの世界でも自分の罪を償って救われて、みんなへの信頼を強く持ち続けることができた。みんなリカちゃんのおかげなんだよ。
ケイイチ、
ありがとうな、リカちゃん。そしてごめん、思い出すのが遅くなって。
100% integration complete. Huge dub for Team Rika.
レナのあの姿を見るまでずっと忘れていた。
I couldn't speak. My throat was painfully clogged and I couldn't control it. Is this a miracle? No way. Keiichi actually remembers what I told him back then?
あの時の俺、今こそここでさせてもらえないかな。前は手伝えることがあればなんて言ったけど、今は違う。力になりたいんだ。自分が大嫌いだった俺を救い出してくれたリカちゃんが幸せになる方法を一緒に探させてくれないか。
ケイイチ、ケイイチ。
Keiichi stroked my head with a kind-hearted smile on his face. Looking at his gentle smile, I felt angry and embarrassed that I'd been too cynical, too honest to ask for his help. And above all, I was ashamed of myself for doubting Keiichi's goodwill.
ごめんなさい。ごめんなさい、ケイイチ。僕はあなたにひどいことをたくさん言いました。ひどいことたくさん思っていました。あなたの優しさが怖くて信じられなくて。ごめんなさい。ごめんなさい。
俺だってごめん。以前の世界ではいろいろとリカちゃんに迷惑をかけていたんだろう。
Yeah, like the time I killed Tepe, the time I killed Mion and Rena. Those were some wild times.
はっきりとは思い出せないけど、俺もさっきリカちゃんが言うようにみんなのことを疑って、結局 勝手に自分を悲劇の主人公に置き換えて破滅したりしていたと思う。だから今度こそちゃんとやりたいんだ。俺は力になれるかな、リカちゃん。
はいなのです。
New CG just dropped. Let's go. Crying happy Rita on a really weird angle. I kind of assumed Rita was like looking up at Keiichi, but we'll take it.
ケイチがいてくれるととても心強いのです。僕はこの世界で一人で戦わなくてはいけないと思ってずっと辛かったから。
リカちゃんは一人じゃない。ミオもレナもサトコもシオンもみんな仲間だ。
Yeah, even Shion's here. Such a little tiny cherry on top. It's not that we need her, but you know.
だから時期が来たら全てを話してみんなを巻き込んで戦おう。きっと打ち破れる。運命なんて金魚すくいの網と同じだからさ。
It's the line. The classic line. He said it again. He told me the same exact line again. Then I'll believe. I was worried about this world without Hanyu, no matter how much it could take a turn for the better. But as long as he's here, we might be able to manage somehow. No, I'm certain we'll be able to do it. Bam, 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 bam. I reached down from the top of the stone steps to touch Keiichi's cheek. Then Keiichi took the hand that was rubbing my head and gently slid it down my cheek with a smile on his face. Excuse me? Cheek on cheek touching? Let's just end this with a friendly handshake and get on our way, okay? Too close. Oh, it was like a special handshake, okay. We'll take that. Super special friendship only handshake. So it's sort of like a ritual where we recognize our mutual trust in one another.
ずっと秘密にしておこうと思ったこと、あなたには打ち明けます。
Talk knows not to kill us all. Oh,
だ
please.
から救い出してくれますか。
She has an army of trained mercenaries. They have lethal taser guns. It's crazy. She has the power of a super criminal organization. Millions upon millions of yen funding. We got like 5 children. Maybe the Yakuza. Maybe a mountain full of traps. Tell me who wins that fight.
この無限に続く地獄の輪廻の監獄から僕と
Don't even have God on her side
大
anymore.
切な仲間たちを。
ああ、もちろんだ。
Also, we're all infected by a parasite. Thank you. As soon as I said that, I let loose the words I've been holding in my heart.
僕たちの敵は高野美代。ひなみ沢で起きているたたり
Real
は
name Miyoko.
すべて人為的に起こされた陰謀なのです。
To be fair, again, it's not Tatano like didn't even do much in terms of the curse. She just kind of went with it and made a curse like, but she didn't do shit with like most of them besides like killing Rita's parents for no reason. Then I slowly began to tell Keiichi everything about all the horrifying incidents and miserable circumstances I'd witnessed in the previous worlds. To be fair, I do think she like purposely aimed on Rena, knowing she's like has a high level for Hinamizawa syndrome, and she's like, oh lol, this will be funny. What a good little chapter there. Tips, or is this chapter break? Wow. POV Satoko trying to do basic math? Okay, never mind. We're gonna end it there though. Thanks for watching. As always, guys, it's heating up. Fully buffed Keiichi is pretty sick. Now we just need to get everyone else on board. Then we're cooking. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time on another episode of Higurashi Miotsukushi. Later.